Here comes the Little One. He's controlled as well. The Hellion just gets target fired and blasted immediately, and Little One is forced to retreat.
Yeah, definitely. If we look back at the last game, NaDa actually didn't have the tank out on this, and in this game he does. So this tank is actually going to do a lot better defending. And actually, look, these Marauders, I don't even think these Marauders can take them down. They do not have the aggressive shell, so they're not going to slow this tank down. And with correct micro, NaDa should be able to defend
right up here, and the Reaper at the top is doing tons of damage. The Marauders are trying to target fire the tank. Looks like to win a straight-up fight. NaDa, oh no, here's going to be a big fight. NaDa sees it with an SCV. Great placement by NaDa there. He will have to retreat, and right now NaDa is absolutely in a panic.
Yeah, definitely. He's actually landed his Viking. He knows he does not have enough Vikings to deal with this, so he lands it, doesn't have any casualties.
Oh, come on.
Huge range. They just take down the barracks, and NaDa does lose his barracks. And he is getting stood up. If he actually manages to mine and get that fully functional and gets the gas down, that's going to be actually game-changing.
Yeah, I absolutely love that play by NaDa to get this expansion up, and as we're starting to see these increasing tank numbers are pretty much just circumventing this giant air control that the Little One is going for. Little One needs to be, or NaDa still needs to be careful. He can lose tanks relatively easily. He's not careful, and here's the big push-up. Oh, see NaDa getting tanks a little bit isolated. Those are going to fall very, very easily. This is going to be a big gain for Little One. He does have a big ground advantage right now. NaDa trying to expand, but expanding a little bit too much, and has this huge vulnerability right here.
Even though TLO seems to have a ton more units. Oh, look at this. These C-Stacks are going to do so much damage. Oh my God.
No. More tanks are reinforcing from the backside. Little One trying to push in the front, but NaDa might have just enough tanks at the last second. No, it does look like Little One will be able to break into this front line.
Which would have been awesome.
And it looks like the Little One, though, is going to be spreading out these Vikings and going for the big land up on the high ground, trying to bust in there, but more tanks are reinforcing from the backside. Little One trying to push in the front, but NaDa might have just enough tanks at the last second. No, it does look like the Little One will be able to break into this front line.
And that's what NaDa only has 3 tanks right now. He's trying to get up there, but TLO is reinforcing well. He needs to keep these units pumping out, and this Marauder is doing the difference. That Marauder does so much damage. TLO actually has a tank siege. NaDa manages to clear up, turret in place, but at the same time, TLO pushes straight through the middle. No tanks anywhere, no siege tanks. One has been done. But TLO's actually target firing. He's actually hitting the turret instead of the tank.
And I'm just following this Ghost. I desperately want to see No go down. And there's the nuke. Nuke going down right at the expansion. NaDa is target firing the Ghost. Will it be able to get it off? No, it looks like the Ghost will get killed off in time. But is that nuke getting rebuilt? No, it looks like Little One doesn't have time to do it yet. Getting a little over-eager to plant that down. Should have gotten a cloak. Should have hidden it a little bit better.
Yeah, definitely. And as I was talking before, we were talking about how the different styles of players change from, I mean, not change, but they are different between Korea and Europe. And we are seeing it in this game. TLO is just pressure, units all over. And even though he is not as under this amount of pressure, he has 130 food compared to 80 of TLO. It looks like TLO's macros actually, well, it is not as good as NaDa's, let's just say that.
And I mean, that's no insult to Little One. NaDa has absolutely the best macro around. He has this incredible ability. Look at the number of SCVs he's making at all these bases. Just has never stopped clicking that S button to make sure he has maximum saturation everywhere. And going to the unit counting station, we see that NaDa has 72 SCVs, 57 for the Little One, and these big tank lines from NaDa are just securing all these expansions.
Yeah, definitely, as you said, it's no insult to TLO, but wow, NaDa is just showing his previous experience as being a Terran player in BroodWra. Look at this, man. He's even getting the 5th expo down.
Wow, and the double nuke silo for the Little One, researching cloak and nuke. Some Viking battles going on, but looks like TLO stopped the Viking production a little bit too long, may have lost control of the skies. Marauder going out and doing his own thing. No, there's the Little One advancing forward with a bunch of Vikings. NaDa does manage to pick off that one in the back, and ooh, a big critical misstep for NaDa, losing control of air vision again.
Yeah, definitely, but look at the line. NaDa is cut through the middle. Look at that beautiful line, and that is going to be so hard. If TLO wants to break it, it's just going to be so hard because these tanks are so strong. He's trying to break it with Marauders. Look at these Marauders. I don't even think it's going to get that tank down. No, the tank will stay alive. The thing I'm missing from this game, Sean, is upgrades.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing that's a very easy trap to fall into when you're in these intense situations, to convince yourself that you do need the extra units, but it's so important that you lock yourself down in a position like where NaDa's in, where he has this unbreakable tank line, and then to start getting some upgrades. It looks like a little bit of celebration going on from the Vikings here. I'm poking around in NaDa's base to see if he has any upgrades. There's an armor. Yes, there's the first +1 going down, but, you know, I don't blame NaDa for getting a lot of tanks first. He wanted to control those positions, and he's finally gotten a good setup.
Yeah, NaDa's main is actually now completely mined out. There is a couple of mineral patches with 60 each on there. It is completely mined out. If we look at TLO's main, he still has quite a few minerals left. But look at these Viking count. If we do look at the unit station, 7, another nuke being produced here by TLO. He does have 7 to the 4 Vikings of NaDa's. But look at the SCV count. He has 86 SCVs.
And that actually is going to start to slowly come back to haunt him as we get to these later stages of the game, as NaDa gets close to max. That means he's still making SCVs at his expansion. It's a very Starcraft 1-esque style of play. Yep, there's more SCVs continuing to be made, but once you get maxed, you need to have more units in your army. So a lot of players will sack SCVs, but it's a little dangerous on this map because, as we can see, things are so fragile. There's a lot of exchanges going on in the middle here.
Yeah, and look at TLO. He's actually using the sensor tower, which and that's basically saying, danger, do not go that way.
Now, an excellent choice for the little one at this point in time. Looks like he is leaning more towards nukes at this stage, but would be if he got huge numbers of Vikings and completely took control of the air and then just got 1 or 2 battle cruisers. There's the nuke going down in the middle. There's the scan. It looks like NaDa's going to try to find somewhere. Oh no, NaDa's not going to be able to back out in time. That's going to be able to completely shut it down. The tanks are out of range. He's going to unsiege. Will he get out in time? And there's the rush up with the Marauder, the nuke. Oh, it does a little bit more damage to the little one's forces than it does to NaDa. But look at the little one. He's slowly going to be able to push NaDa back. NaDa has all these very immobile tanks. As long as he keeps nuking in that sweet spot range, there's very little that NaDa can do. And look, 2 nukes being made for the little one.
Yeah, definitely. I love what TLO just did, He put the nuke down, and as soon as NaDa unseized, he tried to push in. But NaDa was very smart and seized straight up again. But if we look how many tanks NaDa has. He has 19 tanks compared to TLO's 5. He has gone for a lot more Marauder heavy. He is switching into just mass Marauders. Will the Marauders be able to do enough?
I love it because he forces everything to unsiege with each nuke, and then he sprints up with the Marauders, so he's going to slowly push back. And if I were him, and well, actually I'm a spectator, so I just want him to make 10 more Ghost Academies and only go mass nuke. But look at this. Looks like NaDa is going to try to swing around to the back end and do a big drop with these Vikings. Thank God he has all these Marauders, because if he just stims and runs down, he's going to be in great shape to hold these off. But I think the damage has already been done. A lot of SCVs have fallen down. NaDa valuing that air control so much. Can't really lift this orbital fan. Will it fall down? And then there's the reland. He needs to reland it. No, it doesn't manage to fall down.
Look at how many Vikings NaDa has. And that was such a great move. And look at these rocks, not even down. He's going to be able to do more damage. Will he be able to take down the orbital command? I don't know. He's going to land. He's going to try to take it down. Look at this. It's going to be like an up and down ball. Look at that.
Oh, trying to get a little bit over eager, but it looks like the little one will be able to get in there right in time. So very nice save by him. The Ghost trying to do a little bit of damage, but those are the only units that can shoot up. I think I heard another nuke going off.
Natural of NaDa
right now. There's the natural expansion nuke going down right now. NaDa is currently checking all the locations on the map, but it looks like, no, he doesn't spot it in time. There's the scan. Goodbye, SCVs. Nice big hit right there. It's not going to do the biggest amount of damage to NaDa, though, because NaDa does have this expansion up at the north end. He has a lot of minerals. He's feeling a little bit comfortable, but that is a big blow to your mental state to know that there are nukes that are going to be planted down all over the map. NaDa would be greatly benefited to throw down some sensor towers so we could see exactly where those ghosts are.
There was about 20 SCVs got blown up there, Sean. But on the other hand, actually, do you reckon NaDa actually might? Oh, there's actually, hold that thought, another nuke goes down. Where is it? It is on the tank line right in the front, and it looks like this could be TLO's push. It looks like, no, I don't know, is he going to go in? He does scan.
And it looks like one nuke will fall down, but notice that this completely cuts NaDa's forces in half. All these tanks at the north end are completely vulnerable, and it looks like the little one's just going to be able to dash right up there. There are just not enough tanks. This is where all the forces of NaDa are, and right now, I mean, this is huge for little one. He needs to do a ton of damage right now, and the only thing NaDa can do is push in and siege up and hopefully force these Marauders back.
Yeah, and actually the tank count and the Viking count by NaDa, it's just too big. I actually think he's going to be successfully defending this. Look at all these tanks, and even though
the nuke. There's the defensive nuke right at the front. I don't think any tanks are in range. He target fires, and he does manage to take out the Ghost. But look at all these Vikings for the little one. Suddenly, NaDa can't even lift up any of these Vikings, or else little one will get the first shots off and do damage. There are the Marauders sprinting up, and there's the big Viking land. And oh no, NaDa also trying to siege up some tanks as well. Little one realizing it's a big mistake and lifting up as many Vikings as he can, but NaDa going to get the better end of this exchange. Yeah, the Viking count is going to go down here for TLO. He's still in fighting. He should be running away. All these Vikings are dead. And once again, the Vikings are now in favor of NaDa. And look, he's just got such perfect placement on the map. This tank line, the Vikings, TLO cannot break him. I mean, the little one really needs to retake this gold expansion. That's going to be the one thing that can keep him alive. And oh no, NaDa, Oh, NaDa with his own nuke on the little one's expansion, but the little one does manage to see it and is running it away in time. It looks like NaDa just taking a lesson from the little one's book and realizing how much damage this can do, but that Ghost is a little bit too close and takes quite a bit of damage from his own nuke. Yeah, that's brilliant play there. Look at, and as we were talking about early on, he has got complete control right now. NaDa is controlling this game here. He's got this siege tank line right underneath the natural. No gas, it's going to be mined. And the thing is, the little one actually needs to stop producing more gas. I mean, he needs gas, and look at that brilliant transfer right there. And there's a bunch of Vikings just shutting the expansion down. There are really not that many Marauders. They stim, they do kill off some tanks, but these numbers are just so low for the little one. I'm curious where all of his food is. There are all the units getting stuck at the front ramp. They can't really break out, so it looks like NaDa might be able to just annihilate this bottom expansion of little one, his only real source of income at this point. Yeah, definitely. That is the only thing that's keeping TLO in this game, and these Vikings going in, but right behind him is a ton of Marauders and tanks right now. But he will be able to actually lift up and just fly away, but he's going straight for the orbital command. Will he be able to take it down, though? And it looks like, no, I mean, little one is going to try to defend, but there are just too many Marauders, and now with this big lift up, it means it will be able to retreat safely. And I mean, the little one did waste one stim trying to kill off those Vikings. Not necessarily a terrible decision, but he's going to cause a few problems in the later stages. There's one isolated tank that does get taken down, and there's another nuke going down for NaDa. It's not the, one of these big damage nukes, but oh, it looks like little one will manage to take it out. Very big save for him. And it looks like little one might just do a nuke of himself right here. That would be a great spot to plant one down. Yeah, he would take down all these tanks. The only thing is he just needs to move slightly more forward. Does he know that all these tanks are there? He can see one. He doesn't know how many there. Oh, he's got to be careful. The Ghost almost goes down there. And it looks like a big unsiege from NaDa. Will he be able to come up? Where are the rest of Little One's units? And there's the defensive nuke again, and the scan does manage to take it out. Here's the remaining force of the Little One, but it looks like NaDa has so many tanks and Vikings, he's just going to charge. Little One is trying to pull back. There's another defensive nuke. Here's the Ghost in the backside. He's going to try to run the rest of his units up to kill off this Ghost, and it looks like he does cancel the nuke to pull back. Little One is in a terrible spot right now. Yeah, right. NaDa can just basically walk straight into the main of the little one and just kill his production line, and that became out. And it looks like NaDa's actually going to do that. He's moving straight forward, and TLO just does not have enough units right now. He has a ton of Vikings, and he might actually be able to take this down, though. Will he win the Viking fight? That would be huge for the little one if he did manage to take control of the air. I think NaDa has more Vikings, but they are on lower health. There are a few weakened Vikings. And the little one, he does manage to take air control after that huge exchange. That is a big, big win right now, but there are so many tanks moving forward here right now. Little one's going to have to lift up this expansion. These destructible rocks need to go down fast. If the little one can get enough of those Marauders and Vikings, their little one barely might be able to stay alive. Yeah, he might be able to keep in this game. I mean, if he uses his SCVs, just tank all the damage that the siege tanks are going to do, and then runs in with the rest of his army, he might be able to clear this line of tanks. And this is where a battlecruiser comes in very, very useful if you have the big air control. I mean, this is nothing but huge tank numbers for NaDa, and one battlecruiser shuts down everything. You actually see what TLO is doing. He is dropping mules on the tank line of NaDa, and so therefore the tanks are actually attacking the mules and doing so much damage. There's the mule coming down, and goodbye, tank line. Very, very nice play by Little One. He used about 4 mules there, and he's taking down his tank line. It's extremely soft right now, and he knows that he's going to go straight in. And there's the big push. He needs to stim and run, but huge disorganization from the Little One, taking so many hits. And in the meantime, losing his bottom expansion. The Little One pretty much has no income at this point, and there's the good game. And NaDa takes down that game. It is 1-1. We're going to go into the final game. NaDa versus the Little One. I really think that we are the luckiest casters in the world, because every time we announce a series, it always goes to the decided game. And this is the third game between NaDa and the Little One. It will be on Delta Quadrant. will begin hosting that game right now. But what a great example of